Hi guys. So I just wanted to do a check-in. I've been kind of frantic after when you're going through a situation like this that's scary and just weird. You oftentimes, unless you go back and intentionally review the footage and what you've said, what has been notable, what sticks out, you will forget certain things. So after like a week, I have to go back, relook at what I've already said and touched on, brought attention to, and then be sure that I'm not in my mind remembering other things and thinking I shared them, but not. That could be very relevant to everything else. So we all know the butterfly effect and how one small thing affects the other. We want to make sure that we're taking every extra step without being OCD, which is another one of my issues, about providing too much information over and over. So we're going to be informing, not inundating. And that is a lesson that you've heard me talking about a lot over the last 6 years. Be informed, not inundated. I want to touch on my pregnancy. So currently I am 17 weeks pregnant and 3 days. I'm excited. My goals in 2015, my 5-year plan was that in 2020 I was going to be married with a new baby, on the way or born, and moving into a house. So that was my goal. For those of you who have been following, it's 2023 and I am in a tent, separated from my children, going on year 3, or 36 months, and not making much money at all. I have been gang stalked, I have been assaulted, I have been sexually assaulted, and everything in between. And I am glad to be alive, but that has all gone on and all is thoroughly documented on all of my other Instagrams, beginning with the one Heather GEE. Why did I change Instagram handles? I didn't. I was for the one Heather GEE and the HLG Forever _ as well as the mercifulstorm.com. I did not change the handle. I simply was locked out or hacked out of my own account, meaning they went in, changed my password. I'm sorry, you guys, they always pick up traffic and distractions from outside of the tent when I'm trying to give thorough explanation so that it becomes increasingly difficult to complete a thought. But anyways, I have documented as thoroughly as I can, and what more can I do? But since becoming pregnant for the second time, I felt that it was even more important to document, as well as plan as if the results I've already expected and worked for are here. So I call my children every single day. A few things I do to stay grounded. I call my children every single day, numerous times, whether they answer or not. I try to call my father as frequently as possible. I tried to keep Xavier. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to sneeze and I can't. I'm trying to keep Xavier as accountable as possible. He had one slip up a few weeks ago. Again, I cannot break free of Xavier. Xavier is in my heart one of the only reasons I have not been, further victimized. I can't prove that, and there are times that I genuinely question it, but for the most part, I think it's the truth. It's been a very difficult road. I'm very grateful to be pregnant again, but it's also very scary. For those of you who have been following, I was pregnant with twins that passed away December 26th, 2022. Rest in peace, babies. And I have 3 children who have lived with me their entire lives from birth through 2020. So my plan for 2020, being married, settled in with a baby, etc., did not go as planned. It's now 2023. I am pregnant for the second time in under a year. And guess what? For the second time, I got pregnant on birth control. So everyone's always saying all this stuff. Oh my God, what a blessing. Talk about it, right? I did everything in my power that I could do, everything under my control, to be responsible, considering the circumstances especially, and look what happened even still. So clearly this is a sign from God, and I just try, like I always tell you guys, manifest your future, decide your direction and your path, but also know when it's time to just breathe it out and ride the wave that God, is controlling. We cannot, no matter how hard we try, control the waves of the lake or of the ocean, right? So we have to think of the same thing with certain instances of what's going on in our lives as we level and progress through life and up, as they call it. Every ounce of experience is a level up. So as we continue to do that, we just literally need to learn how to ride those waves as gracefully as possible. And that's all that I've been trying to do through every ounce of pain, ridicule, condemnation, happiness, breaths of fresh air. That's literally all we can do. But I did finally get, for those of you who have been tuned in, I have been using a state Medicaid plan called Molina Health. There are multiple state Medicaid plans in Illinois. There is Molina, Blue Cross Blue Shield Community, County Care, regular Medicaid, and then one other one, Meridian. So pretty much every OB accepts all of them other than Molina, which is the one I have. I finally heard back from my primary care physician's office, or someone pretending to be my primary care physician, and they gave me a referral to a Mona Goma, a doctor in Elmwood Park, Illinois. So I am very far from Elmwood Park, but I'm crossing my fingers that maybe I'll be able to find an apartment there or a sponsor there for Xavier and I, if his father is not able to give us back our space at the condo. He said he met with his father today and that his father seemed willing to do so that would be fantastic. Until we figure out what's going on, try being pregnant, neurotic, and terrified, mixed with exhausted of crying. That's pretty much where I'm at. I do need to do some self-care. I feel so unkept. And I'm, just trying to stay grateful and optimistic. I wrote on the wall of my tent, I will remain hopeful, positive, and focused for myself, my children, my future, and the future of humanity. And I think we all have that responsibility. Each and every one of us, right? As possible. Obviously, we can only do what we can do, right? It's been another really long time. Xavier was just supposed to go to the corner store, which is less than 5 minutes away. So this keeps happening today. It's the second time. That makes me incredibly nervous. I don't like it when he does that. So I forced him to put a lock on the tent door at night. And usually I don't like him to separate from me. He never lets me go to the store or do anything alone. He says it's not safe, and that he protects me from getting raped and murdered. So I'm pretty much just in this tent, trying to think of things to do, and that's it. I don't really know what else to say. They keep on saying that you have to move forward and forgive in order to receive your blessings. I'm sitting here forgive for getting stabbed. So forgive the people who stabbed me. Yes. Forgive the people who jumped and stabbed you. Okay, let me work on that. Forgive the guy who bludgeoned you with a tire iron over the side of your head and just left, would not even stop. 4 men had to peel him off. And then police had to chase him, away because he kept on trying to get you, that you don't even know who he is. Okay, forgiving that guy. Forgive the people who destroyed my car, my baby, the very first item more than $10,000 that I ever purchased myself. Okay, let me try and work on that one. These are big. Oh, the person who separated me from my 3 children who I love more than life and keep me going. Okay, working on that as well. Yay! You're back? I'm on a live.
Let me finish my cigarette.
Okay. So yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to do. My youngest has a birthday next week. So I am going to buy her a birthday gift and we're going to head back out that way for me to try to drop it off again. The last time I went, there was a little drama. And in the curated corrupt kind, the father of Alexis, my ex, he answered the door and he's like, no, I will not take these groceries. And he tries to hand me back these bags of groceries. And I'm like, you will take them because they're not for you. They're for my baby. I wanted to have her Go-Gurts before school and her, all this stuff. And even if you don't want to let her come out and talk, you know, and hang out because you're scared or we're being targeted again or whatever is going on, because who the fuck really knows, at least give her these snacks from her mother who loves her. And he like calls 911. And I'm like, this is all I need is another attempt, entrapment, whatever. I go to the corner store and call 911 myself. And I'm like, look, my ex just called you guys for no reason. I wanted to call you and let you know I'm leaving. I just went to drop off groceries. That's it. And the officer who answers uses the name. Who's been watching me since Love After Lockup? If you've been watching since Love After Lockup, heart this. And this is not a plug for Love After Lockup. I don't like the show. I have some, you know, disdain for a lot of people that not produced it, but were involved in that narrative. Okay, so for the show Love After Lockup, they tried to say all this fucked up shit about me, right? But really they were like helping cover for Dylan, who was cheating on me with like a million other women, etc. One of the women he was cheating on me with has a name. Another one of the women he was cheating on me with has an address, right? What do I mean by that? Because they specified, they singled out that woman's name, the one woman's name, officer, and then the woman's name. That's not your name, officer. Why are you antagonizing me? I haven't spoken to Dylan since 2020 probably. Why are you antagonizing me? And then the next time I'm doing a Google search and looking for a staffing agency to begin employment, even at a factory, which I'm like, whatever, 12-hour shifts, yeah, it'll be awful on my body, but what the fuck? I'd rather be on a conveyor belt or assembling mailers or doing something like that for minimum wage than making no money at all, right? I have a baby about to be born. I have 3 other babies. My kids need glasses. Like, my child's about to have a birthday. And I look up the staffing agency, and it's legit this other girl who I caught Dylan in bed in my apartment, in the bed that came from my first apartment that we sleep in together as husband and wife. You're with this bitch who I know and have been to her house before in my bed. Like, why? And Love After Lockup is protecting him. So the police are on bullshit. I call the police for help and they answer, yes, this is Officer and it's a bitch's name that Dylan was fucking behind my back. And then they do that with my Google search results when I'm trying to find a staffing agency to get work. Like, this is 4 years after the show aired. It was a 6-episode fucking season. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Please. What else is going to cause that? You know what I mean? It's just crazy. So for anyone who hasn't seen, you feel free to go to the bio section of my One Heather GEE account. I'm also rebranding again so that I can try and get some more business because, again, we have multiple lawsuits right now for slander and libel against numerous different people, agencies, and actors and actresses, as I like to call them. So people who are impersonating law enforcement and putting hands on me, things of that nature, kicking my door down and letting other people have access to an apartment in my name. Things of that nature. Numerous lawsuits. Pardon me. And we're just going to continue to sue everyone who continues to fuck around. It's like they want us to just curl in a ball and just be like dirty, unmotivated, sad people. Well, we are sad because you're hurting us, but we're not going to stop. You know, we're not going to just give up on life, right? We're not going to just say, oh, you took me away from my family for 3 years, so I might as well just curl up here in a ball and die. It'll be the rest of my life that I never see them. No. I still have a whole what?
We're not going to stop posting.
We're not going to stop posting. We're not going to stop documenting. We're not going to stop anything, like, ever. And I've said this a million times. Thank you for reminding me, babe. Yeah. What you need to remember as, like, someone who wants to support us is, no matter how tired we get or you get, come back. You know, I understand this is an exhausting situation. I'm exhausted. I am literally exhausted. I get it. Go away from it for a while, but don't give up on it, please, because a lot of the things that are affecting me are models and paradigms to what's affecting us. Babe, give me the phone before it gets cold, please. To what affects us all on a greater level. I have to go and eat. I love you guys. I just wanted to check in. Still undecided if I'm going to see that Dr. Mona Goma in Elmwood Park, but definitely going to make an appointment, at least for the first, because it's high risk, possibly. But I don't even know what hospital that would be to deliver at, and we stay downtown in the 60610 usually. So who knows what's going on. I will update you guys later. They, I think, gave me that just to avoid some sort of liability because I did make so many live calls to the state insurance offices. And there are, besides myself, a lot of people being told that they're trapped in plans, that they can't switch providers. But I'm going to make more about that later. Like, my other page is going to be strictly about those types of issues. I'll talk to you guys later. Love you guys so much.